When does justice becomes a threat? And who decides who should be held accountable for war crimes? My name is Dalit Tony and you are watching InFocus by Drishti IAS. Today we are talking about a global controversy that has put the International Criminal Court and United States on a collision course. On February 6, 2025, US President Donald Trump imposed sanctions on ICC, calling its investigation a threat to national security. And what was the reason? The reason was simple, that court has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his defense minister over alleged war crimes in Gaza. The move has divided the global opinion. Some argues that ICC is upholding justice, while others sees it as overstepping its mandate. So let's understand the issue here. So here we are talking about ICC and the United States sanctions over ICC, and we will also see what is the difference between ICC and ICJ. Okay, so let's start. ICC's credibility is in danger. Herein we will also see what are the issues which is faced by ICC and how its credibility is in danger. So let's start. First, we will be talking about the point of discussions over here. First, we'll be starting with the news, and then we'll see what is ICC and what is ICJ. This is International Criminal Court and this is International Court of Justice. Okay. Coming to the next part, challenges and the criticism of ICC. Herein we'll be seeing the challenges and criticism, and then internal challenges, and we will be seeing the way forward as well. Okay. In the end, there will be a practice question for you, which you have to attempt and answer to us in the comment box. Okay. When we talk about the syllabus, you will be seeing that this particular topic is important from your GS paper 2's point of view. Okay, so let's start with the discussion over here. And first, before moving further, we'll be discussing the news. Okay, International Criminal Court Tribunal at the receiving end. Why it is at the receiving end? Because USA has put sanctions on it. Okay, the International Tribunal is in the spotlight after US President Donald Trump imposed sanctions for investigation that threaten the national security of Washington and its allies, which includes Israel. Okay, so herein you will be seeing that there was this case which has been filed by South Africa in ICC, wherein they have accused Israel for the genocide. So in that regard, or you can say in the case which was related to Israel, in that particular regards, and other issues are also there, the US president has imposed sanctions over here. Reason is ICC issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant over alleged war crimes in Gaza. Okay. Now, before moving further, here we can see that US sanctions on the ICC and the tension. Here we are talking about the detailed news over here. See, sanctions on ICC by US President Donald Trump, we have already seen. Allegation is obviously related to the ICC investigation on the issues like Gaza and the Israel related genocide related case which was there. So they are saying that this investigation is posing threat to the United Nations security and security of its allies. Okay, Israel is one of the close ally for United States. Coming to the next one, sanctions were imposed after ICC chief prosecutor Karim Khan's decision to issue arrest warrants against Israeli leaders for the war crimes in Gaza. So here the chief prosecutor has actually decided that they will be going for the arrest warrant against the leaders over here in Israel, and that is why here you will be seeing that this particular issue has come up in the spotlight. Okay, is that the first time? No, it has happened earlier as well in 2020, when we are talking about at that point of time when we are talking about the investigation related to the war crimes in Afghanistan by the US troops. At that point of time also, you can see in 2020 Mr. Trump has put sanctions over ICC, but which has been you can say released by the Joe Biden. Okay, now next, here you can see the countries such as the UK, France and Germany, they are basically reaffirming the role of ICC over here. They are in favor of ICC. So as I told you that global opinion has been divided over here. So while US has disapproval the court's relevance in the recent time. Okay, so that is about the news. Now let's move further and see what is the issue. Before that, I would like to tell you that Drishti IAS is offering you ISGS foundation course for prelims as well as mains in offline mode at our new center, that is Noida Sector 15. The batch for English mediums are starting from 17th of February 6 p.m. and then when we talk about Hindi, it is starting from 21st February 11:30 a.m. Address is given over here. You can directly visit the center and get yourself enrolled, or you can call on this number, that is 87501 87501. So let's move further. What is ICJ and ICC? When we talk about the ICJ, that is International Court of Justice. Okay, and that is you can say official court of UN. Okay, So here it is a court of UN, and it was established in year 1946. And when we talk about the UN relation, as I told you, this is official court of UN, commonly referred as the World Court. Okay, headquarter, if we talk about, that is Hague, Netherlands. And when we talk about the type of cases, here you will be seeing that if there is a contention between the parties over here, when we talk about the UN members over here, so if there is a contention between the parties or any kind of advisory opinion is sought, so that is basically referred to ICJ. Coming to the next one, subject matters, if we talk about, so here sovereignty, boundaries, maritime disputes, trade, natural resources, human rights, treaty violations, treaty interpretation, etc. These are basically covered by the ICJ. Okay, funding, if we talk about, this is UN funded. Now we are talking about the ICC. This is of importance right now because the whole you can say issue is with respect to ICC, that is International Criminal Court. Okay, it was established in 2002. There was this Rome Statute. Okay, and that was the backing behind this Rome Statute. Then coming to the next one, when we talk about the relation with UN, it is an independent body. Okay, it is an independent body, but it can receive cases from the UN Security Council. So that is one thing which you can remember. When we talk about the headquarters, that is Hague, Netherlands. And when we talk about the type of cases, so with the name itself, it is clear that it is for the criminal prosecution of individuals. Okay. Coming to the next one, what kind of cases are referred over here? That is genocide, crime against humanity, war crimes, crimes of aggregation, etc., aggression, etc. Now, when we talk about the funding, there are various sources. Here you can say assessed contribution from the state parties to the Rome Statute. We have already talked about voluntary contribution from the UN, voluntary contribution from governments, international organizations, individual, etc. So that is about the funding for the ICC. Okay. Now let's come to the next one. That is, what are the challenges and the criticism of ICC? When we talk about the challenges over here, so as I told you that it has been resulted out of the Rome Statute. But you will be seeing that there are various global powers like USA, China, and Russia. They are not member of it. Okay, so global powers like US, China, Russia, they are not members of the Rome Statute. So obviously it is not binding on them. Coming to the next one, some countries such as Burundi and the Philippines have withdrawn their membership because they thought that it is not serving their interest. Okay, so because of which Burundi and the Philippines has withdrawn their membership from the court because of the dissatisfaction with the investigation or the matters of the national sovereignty. Coming to the next one, accused of excessively targeting the African countries on ICC. When we talk about these war crimes or any kind of issues related to the human rights, etc., most of the countries are in spotlight. When we talk about the ICC, these are from the African continent. Okay. Coming to the next one, it is a tool to promote Western political interest. This is again, you can say a criticism of this, that it is a Western dominant, you can say, institution which is promoting the interest of the Western countries. That is there. Coming to the next one, taking actions against the warlords while avoiding holding senior political figures accountable. Again, here they are going for the gangs and the warlords, but they are not going for the political leaders. Okay. Then US non-ratification of the Treaty of the Rome and its veto power in the UN Security Council prevents the ICC from holding American and the allied leaders accountable. Now, America is not a member. Second thing is, America has a veto power, and considering that they are not able to hold America or the allies as accountable, them accountable over here. So that is one of the criticism. Other than that, if we are talking about this particular issue, here you can see enforcement limitations are there. Why? Because there is no police force. They are relying on the member states police forces. Okay, so that is there. So no police force of their own, relies on the member state for the arrest. Okay, now if there is a warrant which is against, let's say, a leader of a country A, there is a warrant and that particular person goes to, let's say, Russia, not Russia, let's say if there is a country, I'll give a name, that is X. Okay, and he is going there. This particular country X is member of ICC, but again they do not have their own police force, so they are relying on X country that they will be arresting that particular person. But the problem is that this particular person, let's say he is basically president of United States, so obviously this country is not going for the arrest. Okay, so that is the issue where enforcement is not there. Okay, then cannot conduct trials in absentia. That means that if the party is not there, they cannot conduct trial. So that is some of the issues or the challenges which are there. Now, if we talk about the internal challenges here, so there are some internal challenges. A sharp drop in the cases, only one trial in 2025. That means that their credibility is dropping. Cases are not being taken up. When we talk about a share of drop in the number of hearing days are also declining. So we can say that the internal working is not worked properly. Second, sexual assault allegations are also there against the ICC's chief prosecutor in 2024 that further damage the court's credibility. Okay, so this is about the internal challenges. What is the way forward? What is the future? So here, court's ability to maintain legitimacy depends on how effectively it resolves the internal issues with transparency and the accountability. Obviously, if it is a court, so there should be accountability, there should be transparency. So that is there. Another thing is that despite external pressure, the ICC's future will depend on how determined its member states are to insulate the institution from the political and the diplomatic pressure. So this is something you can say that it is a way forward, that ICC should ensure that there is an efficient working which is accountable, which is holding people accountable. There is accountability, responsibility, transparency which is there. Other than that, the member states are dedicated to make sure that these institutions are working finely. Okay, so that is about the issue which we have discussed. Now there is a practice question for you. So the question is, consider the following statement with reference to the International Criminal Court. It came into existence in year 2002 and it is headquartered in The Hague, Netherlands. Which of the above statements are correct? You have to attempt the question and answer to me in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you. Please study well and subscribe the channel.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.